Okay, hey guys. Wat neem ik het af in de mail? Kabel. Ja, of we zelf dan samen. Oeh, kijk, nu kun je schouwen. Alright, let's start with a cheers. Cheers. Alright, hey guys. Welcome to the Lost Icelander. Oh, welcome to the Lost Icelander. Am I drunk already? Welcome to the Lost Icelanders travel show. I got two beautiful friends here. Friends from almost 10 years ago now. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Don't say it.
Okay, at least 9 years. Let's say a few years, a few good years. And we're all Icelandic, so we're gonna try this out, speaking just English. It's gonna be a test, alright? So, okay.
Proficiency.
Yeah, so it's gonna be very nice. I like it a lot. I appreciate you both for this. Thank you very much for that. Coming on the show. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. And I hope somebody will have fun watching this. Alright, so if we just start by introducing yourselves. So,
Should I start?
Maria, yeah.
Okay, I'm Maria Skúladóttir, and
Just say something about yourself.
Okay, I'm a stewardess at the moment, and I live in London also at the moment. Which will
London,
change
baby!
very soon.
My name is Ólöf Birna Bjarnadóttir. I live in London as well, where I'm in university studying States and Events Management.
Yes. Ooh. Nice. How long have you been living in London now?
2 years.
Alright.
At least 1 year left of university.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So we got some London baby going on here.
I'm a newbie.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, that's alright. But we all watch Friends though, so we know Joey's
We know the joke.
London baby. It's good. So, first of all, what I really wanted to start with a little bit is, so you're stewardess.
Stewardess.
Yeah,
You can call it stewardess, flight attendant, cabin crew, flugfræja,
Flugfræja.
whatever you want.
Fluffa, hætta puffa.
Fluffy.
Because how long have you been doing that for?
Over 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. You started at WoW.
WoW, yeah.
How was that?
Amazing.
Yeah, because now WoW has
Going.
gone bankrupt. Yeah. And a lot of people lost their jobs. It's crazy, and it was a very nice. It was so nice to fly with them. So how was working there?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the energy was just. It was always fun to come to work. I've never experienced that before. I used to hate my jobs, whatever my jobs were. I used to be like, oh, I have to go to work.
Yeah.
But I loved going to school. Then after school, I decided to try it, and I loved it. So I stayed until the bankruptcy, unfortunately. And then I got a new job in London.
Alright. How do you like your new job?
I don't like my new job. Maybe I shouldn't say that here.
Doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want. Really.
It's very different compared to the people. I kind of got a little bit of a culture shock. It is very difficult when a lot of cultures are working together. At least in this company, it's not working. Because we have a lot of different. Everyone's from a different country.
Yeah.
Speak different languages, and just have a difficulty with the rules. Everything.
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
make their own rules.
Right.
And it's just not working.
It's so difficult to mix somehow in many things. Or,
It can be, yeah. I didn't experience that in school because I went to school in New York and we were all different ethnicities.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
Yeah.
So this is first for me experiencing something like that, which I have never.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite weird.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. It sounds interesting how it like sometimes works out like that, and sometimes it works out like very good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My best friends live in Argentina, Australia, Mexico, and the United States. Like
Whoa.
it all worked so well, but then in this case, just it's not working.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
That's nice though.
Yeah.
So many
Great.
best friends around the world.
Yeah, exactly. You
That's
were
so
the same.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it makes the world so much more smaller and
It
like
does.
accessible.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
You
very
always
awesome.
have a place to stay.
Yes. Couch to sleep at. You know?
Exactly.
It's so nice. That's what I love about making friends, like international friends, like very good ones. It's like you always know you're welcome in some country, you know. And like,
Yeah.
When people actually want you to come, they always try to get you to come.
yeah, and I feel the same. Like as I live here in Iceland, like talking to my friends, like I'm saying, like if they're asking about like, hey, how to get here and stuff like that. If I'm just got disturbed a bit by a friend here. A lot of fun.
Freddy, a disturbance by
Shout out to Freddy. Freddy.
Tolka at Kaffebrennslan.
Yeah, actually, yeah, we are here at the Café Brennslan. A very nice place. Very
Yeah.
nice place. You work here?
Yes, I'm working here for the summer. This
Yeah.
is my third summer working here.
Nice.
Coming back to Iceland just for working because it's very expensive to just live on student loans.
London
Oh.
is expensive.
Yes.
What? Who would have thought?
Yeah.
What?
I'm
Okay.
lucky to be a little bit outside of the
Yeah.
central, so it's not as expensive as what you're paying.
Are you a bit more central?
Yeah.
Oh shit. That sounds expensive.
Let's
Oh,
not talk
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's not talk about that. No problem.
just kidding, I'm
No,
just
no, no,
kidding.
no problem. Well, actually, how is it living in London? Like everything, but like start with just the cost. Like if you compare it to living in maybe Iceland and then New York afterwards. Like what do you think?
I feel the rent is probably, it can be around similar to very expensive,
Yeah.
but the cost of buying food and that's
Yeah.
that's cheaper than here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The food, but when you go out to restaurants and if you actually want to go out for a drink, it is the same as here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not any different, and the salary in London is lower,
Yeah.
so it comes down to the same thing,
Yeah.
kinda,
Yeah.
for me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then New York, that was cheap for me.
Really?
I thought New York was cheap compared to London, compared to Iceland. Yeah.
Wow.
You know?
Like in what way? Like everything, or like the rent, or
The rent?
stuff, or
Yeah.
transport, or
Yes, I mean
Transport.
transport was good compared to London,
Yeah.
because when you live in London, like you do the same as
Yeah.
me, we pay for each ride, right?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
just like
shit.
pay as you go.
yeah.
Yeah, and that I feel like the discount cards don't really have much discount.
Discount?
While
Yeah.
in New York, you just buy a Metro card and buy a 30-day Metro card.
Yeah.
That would be like what, 300? I
Yeah.
don't remember how much it was then. It was not too bad.
£300?
Dollars.
Oh, New
So
York.
you, yeah, in New York.
So like 25,000 Icelander?
Yeah.
30,000?
No,
35.
35. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be you just buy the card, you'd be set for the month. You know, it was a bit costly in the beginning, but then in London it's just you always pay as you go, and sometimes
Yeah.
you pay really much, sometimes you pay nothing. So it's if you're traveling all the time, it's really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I try to use the bus as much as I can.
I
Because
do
that's
too.
like,
I
Yeah,
love the
they're
bus.
the cheapest.
they're the
Yeah.
cheapest. It's
Yeah.
£1.50 for
Yeah.
1 hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for one, and you can take as many buses as you like.
Yeah.
So I love the buses.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Because you
The
always
vi-
go on the second floor.
Yeah, the second floor
Look
is
out the
really nice.
window.
Yeah, best with the view, baby. Nice. That
Yeah,
sounds
they're good.
awesome. Yeah, that's really good. I've like a few times when I went to London. Like this is always like I'm always fascinated how expensive the trains are or the metro. Like it's like because one time I was flying to I think it was Gatwick, and then I went somewhere north of London.
Luton?
Yeah, like a little bit further than London.
I think it was it when I saw you? For
No,
Christmas.
this was 2014. It was a little earlier. I went visiting my friend. He
There's
was.
so many
Yeah.
airports in London.
I know.
There's so many.
Like, there's like 6 big ones or something, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I always thought there was like only 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's crazy, and And yeah, I paid, like, I bought a cheap flight. I was like, nice, cheap flight, like it's good. Then I went to the airport, like, bought a train ticket to my friend's house and back, and it was like the same price as my flight. I was like, oh my god, it's crazy.
Really? So
And
maybe you took like the Gatwick Express or
So-
something like that. Which is
Yeah.
Yeah,
more
it's very expensive, the Gatwick
Yeah.
Express. I always tell people
I'm
not to
taking
take that.
Okay, no, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
You'll tell me later. Tomorrow.
tomorrow, okay.
No, I'm actually going to London tomorrow, and I was going to take the Gatwick Express.
Oh.
No,
Okay,
take
so
the,
I won't.
Yeah.
No, just take the train going to that stops at London Bridge and take the tube from there
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
way less expensive.
Yeah. That's what I heard also. And also when I try to like save money on flights, like by choosing different airports, like
Oh,
flying
yeah.
to London and then a different airport from London, like oh, it's never worth it. Unless you're paying like $400 cheaper, like it's never worth it.
I avoid Luton and Stansted
Oh.
and all that. I just go to
South
Heathrow.
End. I went to South End the
Oh.
other day. I paid $30 for my flight.
Wow.
30.
30.
3,000 Icelandic krona.
Oh my god.
For my flight from Copenhagen to London to go to South End, and then I had to take a 2-hour train ride.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh
that
my
was great.
God.
I don't mind the train rides.
Yeah.
No.
Because you're also like listening to music
Yeah, I
or
know,
podcasts
I
or
know.
reading a
Yeah.
book.
It was really late and I fell asleep on the train.
Yeah.
That's
But
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm flying to Luton on Monday next week, like
Really?
in 4 days.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Malta. Yeah.
Are you flying straight away from Luton?
Well, yeah, like 6 hours later or something.
Yeah.
But like 5 hours later.
Okay.
But Luton sucks, but I have my laptop, my huge laptop.
Yeah.
So, very good.
I like Luton more than Gatwick.
Really?
I don't like Gatwick. At least last time I went to Gatwick, it was insane.
Yeah?
So
It
busy?
was so busy. Like you could not get a coffee.
Oh my god.
There was maybe 100 people waiting in line to Starbucks.
Oh.
Rats. Like I was just walking around. I was like, I'm just gonna try to find a seat somewhere and just be by myself.
I've never had that, and I
Really?
usually fly there. I've
Oh.
always had a really
Well, that was
nice
my first time there.
Yeah.
Flying with EasyJet. It was insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Heathrow usually for me is quite easy.
Yeah,
Maybe it was
Heathrow's
the-
usually the like best one. Like it's also the
like
most
Heathrow.
expensive ones for air companies or
Airlines?
airlines, yeah, right?
I'm not sure.
Isn't it?
I don't know.
Because I think like Wow never went there.
No, we didn't go. We
Yeah.
went to Gatwick and we went to Stansted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. I've only
That actually might be true. Yeah. Yeah. Because EasyJet has, I think the base for EasyJet is in Gatwick. I might be wrong, but I feel like a lot of the EasyJet flights were flying from Gatwick.
yeah, there is. Yeah, there's a lot of gap. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
I fly with EasyJet now.
Yeah.
They double charged me for my ticket.
What?
Yeah, but they refunded it a few days
Oh, okay.
later. But I was like, I couldn't afford the last ticket, so I was like waiting to buy the last ticket to Malta. Like, oh my god.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, I was like, come on.
I do like flying with them though.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like,
Yeah.
the only-
Solid. It's a
It's
solid.
solid. Yeah.
It's always solid.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you know what you're getting.
You know,
like,
yeah,
you know.
exactly. You know what you're paying for it.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's cheap and you know what you're getting. It's like
Exactly.
It's
it's
like
not.
Ryanair. This is just like horrible to fly with.
Well,
I'm
when
also
they're
flying
like,
with
Do you want to
Ryanair."
buy a ticket? It's a raffle. Like,
What?
like that,
They're
yeah.
so
You
aggressive
want to buy
trying
a
to-
scratch card.
Wait,
They're
in
like-
the
in the aircraft.
Oh my god, really?
So
So
you cannot
aggressive.
go to sleep. You cannot go to sleep. They just want to sell because they get commission
Ah.
and they each have their own computer. So how much they sell, they get money. So they're like, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this?
Oh my god, I'm learning so much now.
Yeah.
Wow, this is so great. I hope you guys are learning as well. Wow.
So just bring your headphones
Yeah.
and then you won't hear anything. I just had my headphones and I didn't have a really aggressive crew when I went
Yeah.
with them. So it was okay. But I worked with some people from Ryanair and they were like, it is aggressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm never. I think I don't remember flying with Ryanair before, but I probably have. But I will now in next week. So
Yeah.
let's see. Let's put it to
Yeah.
test. You know, see what happens.
Yeah.
Sounds good though. But the worst airline I've ever flown with was flawed with. flew with. What the hell?
What's it?
No, I
Oh,
He
just
said flawed with. He
Yeah.
said flew with.
I didn't even hear that.
was Spirit Airlines in the U.S. It was like, oh my, it was cheap. I was flying from Dallas to New York or something like that. No, Dallas to Boston, and then Boston to Reykjavik, and Keflavik, and it was like oh, there like the ticket was so cheap, and I was like, nice, like this is so good. I'm gonna get this. And then I went in there, and like it looked like all the seats. It looked like they were old seats from like baseball stadiums.
Oh
And
no.
you were like, you couldn't do anything with it. There was nothing, like, there was nothing. It was like that plastic seat and a seatbelt. I was like, is this even legal? Like, no, is this legal? Like, what the hell? And it was so weird. I was like, you couldn't put your like seat back. Like there was I think there was like a very very hard armrest, and I was like, and it was so hard. It was like hard,
Yeah.
It was like. It wasn't soft, and I was like, what the hell? And it was so close. My knees were hurting. I was like, for 5 hours, I think, or 4 hours. I was like, this sucks.
Oh my god.
And I just thought, like, I'm never gonna fly with them again. And the funny thing, I just remembered, I'm still subscribed to their email list or something. So I'm always getting like Spirit deals in my email, and I never unsubscribe. But I'm always like, oh, fucking shit company. I'm just like, oh. So never fly with them, guys.
This
I'm sorry.
podcast is sponsored by Spirit Airlines.
They wish. No, oh my god, it was crazy though. It was crazy though. But yeah, cheap flights and usually lead to a bad flight, but not the case with. I mean, with WoW Air, sometimes I got some really good cheap flights, and I always had a good time. Like, it was always, like, it was cheap, so of course there's no in-flight entertainment system or whatever, but it's like, but it was always, like, I don't know, the flight attendants were always nice.
Yeah.
It was like, it was like a different atmosphere. It was like, a little bit more like, whoa, jolly good
It was so much,
positivity.
it's so much more casual than we're used to it.
Yeah, it's not formal. Yeah, the flight attendant is like so, it's like very serious and formal, like, And this was just like, hey, what's up? You're like, hey, what?
Yeah.
I think the problem with WoW was that people didn't really know what they were getting into.
Yeah.
Kind of how I see flying with EasyJet, Ryanair, WoW Air at the time. I see it kind of as the bus ticket.
Yeah.
So I just have a seat at the bus, and I didn't pay for anything else. If I have luggage, I need to pay for it. Like, I just have that mindset.
Yeah.
But people didn't really understand that yet. So people would be angry a lot with that, and that's where the problems came from. And the customer service outside the aircraft is also the issue. I think that's what I heard from the customers. That's kind of how I felt, because I felt like they were always happy inside the aircraft, because, like you said, we tried. I think that's why we're all such a tight knit kind of family.
Yeah.
We still talk to each other. We just had a camping trip. Like,
Wait, when?
I didn't go because I was working, obviously, but
when?
it was in June.
Okay, so like, to break this down, like, a company went bankrupt
In March.
in March.
28th.
In March 28th, and
We had a party on the 28th,
yeah.
29th, 30th, and then a camping trip on sometime in June.
Yeah, that must say something to the staff spirit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they must have been doing something good,
Yeah.
But I had something that I was gonna say about something. I mean, yeah, I once had like with, and it's not just WoW, it's with a lot of companies. They outsource their either all of their or
The customer service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. Like my flight, I told this story before when I on my podcast. I was flying from Florence to London, but the flight got cancelled.
Okay.
So I got a new flight to like I had a night at a hotel in Rome. We got a bus over there, flew to Barcelona, and stayed there for like 7 hours, and then flew to London. So I missed my one-hour flight,
Okay.
and I called to say like, hey, like I'm not gonna make my flight. Like you know,
You're so
like
nice.
yeah.
Thank you for letting us know.
I was like, I'm not gonna make my flight. Do you have a flight the day after or something like that? And it was like this, and like with like no offense or anything, it was like this Indian guy on the other end, and I had a really hard time understanding his Indian accent because I had a very strong accent, and it was like late at night. I was staying forever like at this airport, trying to sort this out, and I was calling, and we had a delay. Like in the phone call, we had a delay, so it took a few seconds for every message to go through, and it was, and we were also like we had no idea what to do. And they were like taking us to this area, and then this bus, and then we had to change to a bus, and all the while I was on the phone with Wower. I was like, I had no idea what was going on. It was always like, yes sir, what can I do? I was like, and then I said something like, hey, I'm missing my flight, and then like 10 seconds, it's like, okay, do I have this right? And then we talked together, and it took forever. And then he finally told me, like, okay, it would be, he said like $600. And I was like, no, okay, then I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'm just gonna cancel it. Like,
Wow.
and
Wow.
yeah, wow. But yeah, like the flight day after was like booking it was like $600 because it was fully booked almost. And I was like, shit. So I stayed at my friend's place in London. I have so many friends in London. Like, what?
Really?
Yeah, like
don't.
a Greek friend of mine, and she's getting married next month, and I'm going to her wedding in Greece.
No,
Yeah,
that's
and oh, they're awesome. I love them so much. And so I stayed there and got a very cheap flight like 2 days later. But like, oh, this phone call to the customer service was, oh, it took forever.
Yeah.
I never called when I needed customer service with flights. I always just sent a Facebook message.
I know.
It was always so nice.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
It is
I
right.
had to change my name because I wrote it wrong on my plate when I was booking it. But I was just like, I misspelled my own name, and I sent a message, and they just like didn't charge me for changing it or anything, and I was just
No.
so
Good.
happy.
Yeah, and like honestly, and the fastest service you will ever get everywhere is online.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Like, it depends where the company is.
Especially if you do it publicly, and
Yeah.
they're like, okay, what can I do for you?
If they do it publicly, I had when I had this happen with EasyJet, that my ticket got double charged. It was last weekend, and no, 1.5 weeks ago, and it was like, oh, I'm telling you, like it got double charged. I was like, oh shit. So I was like, it was Saturday night. And I was like, well, who do I call now? Like, can I call anyone? And like, can I call my bank? Like, who do I contact? So I wasn't sure, so I waited until Monday, and nothing had happened by then. I was like, damn. So I contacted my, I was trying to call my bank, but you know, like calling the bank is like, you don't know, like you have to wait forever, and you have no idea what number you are in the line. And so I just like, oh man. So I checked if I can contact EasyJet. I was on the website and I was like, there's nothing, like there's no contact of, I don't, what the hell? Then I just went on Twitter and I saw them replying like 1 minute ago, 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. So they're replying to all sort of like complaints. I was like, all right, nice. So I just sent them a message, and like 20 minutes later they
Sorted it out.
yeah, and it was not publicly, it was a message. So
Oh, okay.
so
That's
Slid
good.
into their DMs.
yeah,
Slid into the
slid into the DMs. But yeah, so like definitely, one thing you can take from this podcast, like, oh, definitely do everything online, like
Yeah.
Twitter
Don't
or
call.
social media. Don't call. Like nobody wants you to call. They want you to
Nobody
do
wants
this.
to
you know.
answer the phone.
It's like the banks. If you go to the online chat, like here in Iceland,
Yeah.
Really? I've
it's
never
much
done that.
it's much faster than
Yeah.
calling and waiting.
Really?
Yeah.
I always call.
Yeah, and it's so easy. You just like, and then they reply, and you're like, and you could be doing something else. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Good
much
to know.
better.
Good
Yeah,
to
it's
know.
definitely much better. It's very nice there. So how was New York? I was living in New York. I mean,
You were there a little bit longer than I was.
How long were you there?
5 months,
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
5.5 maybe.
Okay.
You guys have so many things in common.
I mean,
fucking
it's
love
so-
it.
I know, because the thing is that we weren't really friends
Yeah.
before.
I know.
Because you guys knew each other
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
my sister.
High school,
we did a high school play.
musical.
Yeah. The high school musical. Yeah.
Yeah, and my sister was part of that,
Yeah.
and I didn't really, I wasn't.
We knew
But
you, like we knew who you
we
were,
knew
but we
of
didn't.
each other.
Yeah.
You
Probably.
knew of each
I
other's
mean, you were
existence.
like in the student council and whatever
Yeah.
before. So when I went as an au pair,
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
went
right.
there and I didn't know anyone, so I was just like, oh. And then I knew you were there because of Facebook,
Yeah.
so I just like
You
messaged
slid
you.
into those
I
DMs.
just messaged you like, hey Maria, I just moved here, wanna hang out?
That was really cute, actually. It was
Yeah.
really cute, and I was like, of course, because I only had one Icelandic friend at the
Yeah.
time in New York,
Oh.
and
I feel it means so much to have
So
somebody
much.
to speak Icelandic to.
same
Yeah.
language too.
And also just
Like
all
your
the
language.
culture and everything, like understanding like your background and
I
everything.
mean, I was
Yeah.
living with an American family,
Yeah.
so I was like
Oh,
not
wow.
considered
American.
Yeah,
American.
American.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, I was there like 3 days before I was like, hi Maria, let's go hang out.
I actually remember we went to Pret, I think.
Yeah.
We went to Pret and we had coffee and talked about things, and she told me that she wanted to do stage management, and now she's doing that.
Oh,
And that was
nice.
about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we keep following each other just around the world.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
we
I
met
went
in
to New
London.
York,
I
and
followed her to
And
London.
we were here at the same time for a while.
Yeah.
And then I went.
Yeah.
And now we're both
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's really funny how that happened
Yeah.
in a different country. It's the same with my Icelandic friend who I met in New York.
Yeah.
I'd never heard about her, but I was really excited to be the only Icelandic person in the school.
Oh.
So my first day of school, everyone had to introduce themselves, and I was like, I was ready to say I was Icelandic. It's always so nice to have Icelandic. People were like, oh my god, really? Except that she was first, and she was
No.
like, hi, my name is Jonina, and I'm from Iceland. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? And then I come like 20 people later. I'm like, hi, I'm Maria. I'm from Iceland, and no one cared.
Oh
She
no.
stole your thunder.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. But then we became really good friends. So I forgave her eventually.
I don't know if I'm gonna be the only Icelandic person in my whole school next year.
No, I know a person coming to your school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I was the only one in second year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Everyone
told her
else
about you.
was
I told her about you.
nice.
Yeah.
So make her message me on Facebook.
What's the school called again?
Rose Bruford College.
Rose Bruford College.
Yes.
That's right. States management.
States and events management.
States and then oh right, nice.
Yeah, mostly it's a theater school, so
Yeah.
there's like acting and all the backstage, like lighting design,
Yeah.
sound design, costume design, theater design, everything.
Everything.
Everything. Alright. And how are you getting along in the school? Like, how are you getting along socially? Like, how
Yeah,
easy is it? Like,
I feel like it was really easy because it's just like my year. It's a class. It's
Yeah.
like we're all together. It's like 30 of us
okay.
in my year.
Yeah.
So and we're like split into smaller groups. So we like get really close with that group, and then you just make friends with everybody's really good friends in my year. So it's really nice. And like my first night there, I mean, it was like it was the same with going there. I was going by myself. I didn't know anyone there.
Yeah.
And I just showed up to like, there was a freshers week where it's like a bunch of parties for the first week. And I just showed up to the first event like the day I flew in. And I just like sat at a table and it's like, hi, my name is Olive and I'm from Iceland and I don't know anyone. Can I sit here? And one of the girls was like, hi, I'm Katie, I'm from America. And she was in my course as well. And we just became really close straight away.
Wow.
And like 2 weeks later, we decided that I would move into her next year. So now I live with her and Ruth, another friend of ours from our year. We're all just really nice.
That's really great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, it's like these kind of things, they like always happen so much like easier than what you often think.
I always stress so much about this.
Yeah.
I'm such an introvert and just like struggle
Yeah.
with everything, but it's it's easier than you think.
Exactly, it is.
It's also hard as an Icelandic person. We are a bit more closed off than especially Americans.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Very much so. So,
Yeah.
you know, you're like, oh, everyone's very excited. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and this is so, and this is such a good thing to hear from people who are maybe like wondering about going somewhere and like stressing about, because even I'm a incredibly open extrovert, but I often sometimes stress about it, like, you know, going somewhere new, like making new friends somewhere, especially like in a new country or something.
Yeah.
And even like for like you say, an introvert, like, you know, it's like you make a big deal out of it, but then when you get there, it's like, oh, like
Yeah.
there's so many other people in the same situation, and like you
Exactly.
connect. You know?
Everybody is dealing with the
Everyone's
same
the
thing.
same.
I know.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't know it. Everybody there don't know anybody else there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly. That's a good part about going to a school anywhere in the world. Just you learn so much. You become so independent.
Yeah.
Like that's what I take from I went to acting school, but I'm not an actress. What I took the most from it is just being so independent, just learning how to talk. I can talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone. Like that I could not have done before at all.
Wow.
You know.
I
I
feel-
think. Yeah, for me.
I feel the same. I've
Yeah.
grown so much in the last 2 years because I have a twin sister, and I feel like she's always been the more outspoken of the two of us. She's always been the one reaching out to everyone, and I've just been there like following along.
Yeah.
But now, like being by myself out there, I've had to be proactive to do stuff and talk to people.
Yeah.
And it's a really good skill to have.
Yeah.
Very
to
much so.
know how to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is very, and like you say, like it's so valuable, like to be able to do that, you know, because
Yeah.
you just need that, like in any situation, you
It's
need the
so
connection, you
important,
need to,
yeah.
and sometimes you just need to reach out to somebody, you know, and if you're not used to it, like it can be very difficult.
So difficult, yeah. I have people all the time telling me like I could never move alone somewhere. Like I would never be able to do it. And I'm like, yes, you can.
Yeah.
You just don't think you can, but you can.
Yeah.
It's very like, scary. Like when I moved to New York, I was crying in the aircraft.
Wow.
I was so scared.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to an acting school.
Yeah.
I'm not an actress. Like the only reason I got in was because I knew how to sing.
Wow.
And I was just like, I was leaving everyone behind. And then I think like I didn't start school until a month later. I was just enjoying the city. And as soon as it's kind of cliche, but I was taking this cab from the airport, and there was this sign, it's like New York, the city of dreams, or something like super cliche. And I was like, oh, I was so nervous. Then I saw the sign, I was like, oh, I remember why I'm here now.
Wow.
And I feel like that people just need to do it.
Yeah.
Just suck it up and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I want to go to New York so bad.
I miss
Just
New
I
York.
miss it.
Wow.
It's so great. It's such a fun city.
How do you like it compared to London?
I feel like it's just so different.
So different.
It's nothing
not the
about
same at
it.
all.
Because I mean, in New York, Manhattan especially, it's just really tall buildings all around you.
Yeah.
But when you're in London, it's all old buildings all around you.
It's beautiful.
It's really
Yeah.
beautiful, but it's just I love them both. But it's such a different experience
It's
being
just
in
different culture.
yeah, everything about it.
I wish New York was in Europe.
That would be very convenient.
That would be very convenient for us.
Yeah. That's probably old York. You know.
Yeah, Old York.
Or York. That was one of my dad jokes. Yeah. Preparing to become a
It's one of
dad.
your 5 days.
Yeah, one of my 5 days. You know, 5 a day.
Most
Keep the
people-
babies away. Keep the girls away.
Okay. Put
5
the
a day.
ladies
Keep the
away,
ladies
actually.
away. Yeah. No, that's kind of true. Yeah. Do you guys want some more drinks or?
Yes.
Yeah, we can take a break.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
We'll just stand up and leave this rolling.
Oh, we're gonna
Out of
do
mind,
rolling.
yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Ja. Hej bara.
Ja. Let's do this shit.
Come
Yeah.
on, come on. What were we talking about?
We can talk about something new. I don't know.
Oh.
Or old.
Jag
Or
skulle
old.
säga welcome back.
Uh,
Är det break? Ja, okej.
well, we went for a break. Obviously, we got some more drinks.
She has vodka.
I was just gonna say that, it's like
Straight up.
she's quarter Russian.
That's me.
Yeah. She's crazy on the vodka, like it's crazy. She goes wild. No. Do you do? Have you?
It's a break. He broke down.
That was his brain. It's gone.
I was gonna say, have you tasted the vodka? I was gonna say.
Yes. When it's blended with
With
something, but I've like taken like one sip and then like, disgusting.
Pure vodka or
Like
with
mixed with
Right,
something.
mix,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you didn't like it.
No, I just don't. I don't like any.
I think that's fair
Any
enough.
alcohol, basically.
Yeah.
I like the taste of beer.
Yeah.
I don't like cider
Wow.
or anything, but
Do you like wine?
no.
No.
I've just-
Champagne?
No.
I don't know. I can't
You got the
relate.
champagne girl over here.
Yeah.
Champagne showers.
No, I've just never been. I never got the interest of being. I never wanted to be drunk.
No.
Maybe someday I want to get drunk, get
Yeah.
wasted.
I'll be there.
But yeah,
Yeah.
when that day comes,
Count me in.
I'll need to message so many people because everybody wants to be there.
Yeah, I know. It's like you need to make like an event on Facebook.
Yeah.
At least in Iceland, it's very rare for someone not to drink or have
Been drunk.
Yeah.
drank at a time. You know what I mean? In
It's
their
usually,
life.
if people don't drink, it's usually because
Because of something.
Because of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just don't like it.
I just don't want to.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
don't want to. Yeah.
Usually it's because
Which
they.
is fair
yeah.
enough. You know, and it's
I
completely.
mean,
Normal.
I was set up at the Innipukin music festival last weekend, and I was with friends, and I was like in the concert, and I was just so thirsty. It was like my throat is dry, and I was just looking around, what can I drink? I didn't have anything with me.
Yeah.
Oh, I had my friends around me, and like two of them had like strong alcoholic drinks, and I was
Yeah.
like, no, thank you. And then one of my friends had beer, and like, oh, can I get a sip of your beer just to like
Yeah.
get something in me, so I can like. Just,
Yeah.
And
dry,
I
yeah.
just took like, can I have a sip of this? And he was just like, he stared at me like, what are you doing? Like I was like, Olive, what are you doing? He was just shocked. I was just like a tiny sip.
And you
That's
were
funny.
like,
Yeah.
Parched. Parched.
Wow, that's funny.
yeah.
I love stalking my friends.
We spoiled Daniel. No, well, not you.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
Yeah.
This is such a good story.
Wow.
Well, who was it? Rosenberg? It was
The first time.
So,
Yeah, so the first time he had a drink.
so, of course my parents didn't know I was drinking by the time. They probably suspected it or knew,
Was
but
it in my party?
no, it was in the premiere party of Mamma
I've heard
Mia.
so many good stories from.
Oh,
I don't
and
remember
like,
anything.
I don't remember them now. I just remember the time
Yeah.
when they were telling me the stories.
Yeah.
so me and Mario, we met at this when we were doing the Mamma Mia musical in our high school, and I wasn't supposed to be part of it at the beginning. Like I went to auditions, and obviously I couldn't sing, and and I was too shy to be an actor at first, and then I remember like Rosenberg, she told me that like they needed someone to be, if anyone has seen Mamma Mia, they needed someone to be the priest in the wedding scene in the end of Mamma Mia. And hey, who got the call? This guy. This guy. And well, obviously there was like this dancing like scenes as well, where we're like in, what do you call it, like froskelapis?
Flippers.
Oh,
Flippers.
Flippers.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you were in the ensemble.
Yeah, in the flipper scene, and like, oh, I had so much fun. Oh, this was such a great
It
time.
was a really good time, yeah.
And like,
was
honestly,
fun.
honestly, this was one of the best turn of events in my life.
Oh,
Because honestly, because I got to meet so many great people, and it was like
And let's mention that he was the lead.
I was.
Um,
Sophie
I was
here.
Sophie, nice. Yeah, she's incredible. She sings very good. Just so you guys know. Yeah. Oh, very
Right.
well. I love that.
Thank
Like an angel. No.
We'll include a clip of Maria singing.
Cut into like old videos of
Like
you.
that goat video. We should put that goat video there.
Goat video.
Oh,
You know,
have you
like
seen
a- like
it?
a-
They've cut it into like Taylor Swift songs.
Yeah. I thought you meant like something with you.
No,
Like
no. I meant like that's how
I
I
was
sing.
like, what? I don't know.
That's the clip that's gonna be at the end of this.
But anyways, and when we had this the premiere party, it was like
I'm trying to remember where that was.
it was in Fransambassador in Coburg.
I remember that.
And,
yes. I spilled a drink over.
We were
Yeah.
16. You
Yeah.
were 18.
Yeah.
94?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 18 then.
Yeah, and I was always gonna be like a sporty guy, and never touching alcohol or whatever. And then I got a little bit curious because people were having so much fun with it. And then in the premiere party, people, it was so much fun. Eva Björk,
Oh yeah.
she had like a bottle of pretty good Icelandic vodka. I don't remember which
Was
one.
it vodka or was it opal?
Vodka.
Oh, was it?
And like in a big glass bottle, and it was pretty cool. And I was sitting on the end of like a long table, and there's a lot of people there. And then she walks towards me, gives me a glass, pours it in, and says, "All right, Daniel, it's your turn." And I was just looking at the vodka shot. I was like, "Oh man, I don't know if I can do this." She was like, "Yes, you can, Daniel, Daniel." And then everybody at the table started to do it. And like, if anybody knows me, they know I love attention. So I was just like, "Oh my god, attention!"
Classic case of peer pressure.
Yeah, all of it.
Very much so.
Yeah, everybody chanting your name. And I took the shot and it was disgusting. And then I had a few sips here and there, and like somebody gave me a whole drink, and like it was my first time tipsy drunk. And I went to like a one-on-one chat with Omar. Omar of yeah, and he's I miss him. I miss him. It's been a long time. And he was telling me like some great advice on being like you don't want to be too drunk, but you want to be like have the confidence of and like everything. Like you gotta find the line. Like I remember this like almost this whole speech. It was so funny. And I was just like drunk like, oh wow, he's like Buddha or something, you know. I was like, wow.
Oh my Buddha.
And, yeah, and yeah, it was a fun party. You know?
It was a really good party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun.
I wouldn't know.
Well, we did have a few parties there. We did have one more, right?
Oh, we had quite a few actually.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember one time I did spill my entire drink over someone's face,
Oh.
and they
wow.
only Oh,
Oh,
it's okay.
It's okay. Oh.
I'm so sorry. That's fine.
It's no problem. It's no problem. No.
Vi går det.
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, and that era was so good. Like, I knew. Then I found out, like, okay, maybe my calling in life isn't sports.
Maybe it's alcohol.
Vodka. No, and it was like, and there I just started to be more like open and like it was crazy. Like,
Yeah, from the first time I met you until
Yeah.
now, very different.
Yeah, and
Very
like,
different. Same with you. I mean, I think same with everyone probably, but
yeah,
it was very different. Yeah.
yeah, and there was a lot of like, wait, Maria, did you go to Akureyri with?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
you went. Oh my god, like, and you meet so many, like, you make some good connections, and oh, we had
went
this.
to Akureyri with
Was it for
1 hour notice. We were like, let's go to Akureyri.
Was it for the singing competition?
Yes,
Yes.
singing competition.
Oh my
It was
god.
me, you, Rosenberg, and Jenna.
Yeah, Jenna.
Jenna, sorry.
And oh, it was so funny. Like,
Yeah.
it was
No, that was
crazy.
amazing.
Oh, was it when you got stuck
got
on the way,
stuck.
on the way
Yeah.
back and had to sleep
Yeah.
at Baker's School?
Yep.
At my old place.
I
Shout
was
out.
supposed to have a like a rally because I was trying to become
President.
president of the student
yes,
council.
yeah, the
and
morning
I was
after.
supposed to have like a rally and give things away and make people vote for me.
Yeah.
And I was in the middle of nowhere with them.
In the
So I
northwest of
missed it.
Iceland.
Yeah.
You still won.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone was competing against me.
She won.
She won.
She won. But yeah, that was so crazy. We were like, it was. So we're living in in the capital area, and like the singing contest was like what 400 kilometers away,
Yeah.
and it's
Like
like
about 6 hours, 5-6 hours.
yeah, it's 5 hours. It's
5
like 5
hours,
hours
yeah.
driving, and it was like
5 hours starting slow. We made it. Wait. Rosilder, our friend.
we made it
drove
pretty
really,
illegally,
really fast.
illegally fast.
It is incredible that we did not get a ticket.
Oh
It's
my
actually
god,
incredible.
it's incredible. But yeah, it was crazy, and like I was very still a bit
Oh
innocent
yeah, you
by
were
the
not
time.
drinking at that time.
And I don't think so. No.
No, I don't think you were.
Yeah.
No.
And it was before we actually like really started like the whole partying thing.
Yeah.
It was when we were like still doing the rehearsals. Yeah.
Oh yes.
I think so. I
Yes,
think
you're
it was
right.
like.
You are right.
And
yes.
so we went there, and I was sober, and you guys started drinking in the car, like no, so like we started driving there when the singing competition was already started,
Yep.
and there's a really
Like
good
8 or 9.
yeah, it was like 8 or 9
Yeah.
in the evening. We got like a 4-hour drive ahead of us. We made it in 3 hours or something, and like they were all drinking, except for the driver, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And, and then we went to Sjalling.
Yeah.
Sjalling.
Oh, where we had the pizza?
No.
Oh, at the party.
The party.
Yes,
Sjalling.
yes, we did.
Sjalling
Yeah.
in Akureyri, the
And we
capital
went
of
to
the
some-
north. And then afterwards we went to
Guy's house.
some guy's house, like
But we were all really nice. Like we did not do
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
We did not do anything.
no, it was like we
Wrong.
just went there, and I was so tired.
Yeah.
And
We
I
just
wa-
went to sleep basically.
Yeah. And I was like, I just crashed in the sofa there, and then we all woke up at the same time. Do you remember this?
No.
This is so weird. I was in the sofa, and I remember this so well. I opened my eyes, and then so Rosa opened her eyes, like looking at me. I was like, hey. And then it was either you or Jenna who like rose up like in her bed in the sofa like at the same time. It was like 1 minute or something. Like we all woke up at the same time. Like, oh cool. And then we had a horrible storm on the way home. We got stuck, and
You saved us. You saved us.
Your connections.
my connection.
Yeah, with his connection in the
So-
countryside.
Yeah, my like best childhood friend, and her dad owns like a school camp in Reykjavík in Iceland. We called them, and actually a few more people got to stay there as well. Because it was so many people stuck, we couldn't drive further. So.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. It was like we were just playing cards. And,
We had so much fun.
yeah.
Everyone was partying around us, drinking and stuff, but we
Yeah.
were just like together, playing cards,
Yeah.
went early to bed,
Yeah. Oh.
went to school the next day. Such good kids.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, it was amazing. Good memories from that time.
I think for my mom, that was the first time she was like, oh, she's an adult now.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of just turned 18. I think it was like in January or February or something.
Yeah, it was January or February.
Yeah. And so she couldn't ban me from going. So I was like, okay, Mom, I'm going to Akureyri.
Yeah.
Which at like 7 p.m. or
Yeah.
8 p.m. And she was like, what? And this winter, like, she was like,
Yeah.
no. And then she was like, oh, I can't ban her from going. I was like, okay, just call me. And she was so
Yeah.
nervous, always checking the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
And then we got stuck. Like my poor mom.
Yeah, it was like because at the lunchtime on before we went, like 6 hours, 7 hours before we even thought about leaving, Rosa called me and was like, I really want to go there. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can. I told her.
Oh,
Then,
yeah,
like-
you came last minute.
Yeah, I came last minute. Almost
Your grandpa.
my grandpa.
Yeah.
What?
His grandpa dropped him off to our car.
It was like
It was. I remember exactly where this was. It was in front of Lelle
yes.
in
Höfði.
Alphen. Yeah, in Höfði. Yeah, in Höfði. Yeah.
And when my grandpa drove off, he drove off on the wrong lane against traffic. That's so funny. But yeah, it was like I was so like, like innocent, and I thought I had such strict parents at the time and stuff like that. So when they were like, when Rosa, my friend,
they
called
let you
me.
go.
Yeah, when they called me and said like, hey, we're going to Icelander, are you coming with us? And I was like, wait, now? It's like 7 p.m. And they were like, yeah. I was like, I don't think I can, but I'll ask. I went to my dad like, hey dad, is it okay if I go to Akureyri like now? And he was like, now? Like, yeah, my friends are going now. And I'm like, okay, let me just give you the number of your grandma who lives in Akureyri if something happens. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Why did we stay there?
Yeah. Oh, because it's my
Well,
grandma.
probably because we came home at like 5.
Yeah, like you guys were drinking and like, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I even told you about my grandmother.
I don't think so either.
But yeah, I didn't go to see her, but yeah, this is so good.
It was a really good trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Fun.
And
Glad you had fun.
I'm sorry you were
No.
a part of it.
It's fine. I didn't know you yet.
yeah, but this is so amazing. Like these kind of interactions with friends were like,
With fans?
and friends. It's
Oh,
like,
It was so common. It's like being in school. It's so weird because you're always like with your friends the whole day, and then you make plans for doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's like this stops happening as much.
yes.
When you're an adult.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you take it for granted for seeing your friends every day. But now
Yeah.
you just
Yes.
you have to have an effort to make
It's like
plans.
everyone has to be available and like, oh, I'm working here, so you have to
Yeah.
like, it's hard.
It is, and it's like,
But you should do it.
yeah, it's
It's
so
worth
much.
it.
It's like doing something like that is so much, so awesome. Like it makes you, like you say, you take it for granted. Like,
Yeah.
like
So much freedom.
yeah, so many of our, so many like of your old friends that I haven't met for a long time. It's like and we used to hang out like every day. Like it's like I feel like me and Utti, like
Yeah.
we used to hang out like every day for so long, and then like we barely talk to each other now. It's like, and it's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Is it, like people say that about a relationship you have to work for it, but you also have to work for a friendship.
yes,
You know,
it is
especially
true.
when it's across the world or whatever. Like my friends that live all over the world,
Yeah.
I still talk to most of them at least once a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when I see them, it's like I saw them last yesterday. You know, it doesn't change. So the same with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, when I see you, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like I haven't seen you for what? When did I see you last?
I mean, we met twice
3
for the
months
last. I mean, I think we met like 2 times or 3 times this year.
Yeah.
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 We went for that was so much
Oh
fun.
yeah, we went. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I saw you like by accident. I went to his coffee shop just to get a coffee. I was just by myself, and then he was there, and he was like, "Oh, I'm off work. Should I join you?" And I was like,
yeah,
"Yeah,
that's-
sure."
Oh,
And then we went out drinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
that was so much fun
Yeah,
actually.
it was really fun.
We were there for like 2 hours or something.
Yeah.
That was so nice.
That was good.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
think both of you each time were in the same country, at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always
Yeah.
try to see each other at least once.
Yeah.
When we're in the same country.
And we always like to just go for a coffee and then sit for like hours
talking.
talking
Yeah.
about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about everything that we missed
Yeah.
during the time.
Just like
Wow,
filling
yeah.
it because we're
Filling in
not
the
like
gaps.
not messaging each other
No.
all
Yeah.
the time to tell each other everything, but
Yeah.
we use the time when we meet to just like
To talk about it.
Like
Yeah.
cats up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine too. Like
Yeah.
you have your friends that you tell everything to, and then you have your friends that you tell everything at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. It's
No,
just
when you see them.
different type of relationship.
Different type
you
of
know.
yeah, exactly.
Friendships,
And
relationships,
it's-
same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and like I remember, like I have such a good memory when we met up to this like what was it, like Winter Wonderland or something, like
oh, when we came
when I came over to London and we met up for like the whole day or something.
yeah, we went. It wasn't. Did we go to Winter Wonderland? Or
No,
was
it
it?
was
It was
something.
small.
It was small.
Yeah, it was in
was
Leicester.
big for
it was
me.
Leicester Square.
Yeah,
The-
yeah,
that
that's the
Christmas
square.
market.
Yeah, we took some pictures. I have
Yeah.
no idea where they are.
No idea where they went. It was like a hotel, had like a booth
Yeah.
with like it had like skis and snow, and we
It's
went
so
right in
much
and took
fun.
and we put in your email to get them emailed to you, and we never got them.
Yeah.
And I spent such a long time googling like
Yeah. the hotel
the
name.
hotel name and finding out where I could find the picture.
I took a picture of the screen. Remember?
Yes.
Well, I have it somewhere. I need to find it.
It's
But,
the only one. Like it was like
Yeah.
Evidence that you were
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, but it was so much fun.
so much
Though.
fun.
We had so much fun there.
Where was this?
it was in my first year, so 2017.
Yeah, it's
Christmas?
November, like end of November
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was there in November and I crashed at my friend's place there. And I think, did I go in November?
You were there again.
Yeah, then I was there again, like just last year, I think.
Yeah, I think it was January.
Yeah, in
When we
January.
met at a coffee shop.
Yeah, and we had a pizza or something as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was, I think it was January.
yeah. This year.
Yeah.
January, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Right. And then I met up with, on my way home from, I think it was 2 years ago maybe, I went to Uttis, an Anna's
Yeah,
place.
in Denmark.
In Denmark, yeah.
Yeah, I stayed at
Crashed there for a few nights, couple of nights I think.
Yeah, I stayed there twice.
Yeah.
I think. Once just like I was on my way somewhere, so I just stayed there for like let's make a pit stop there for 2
Yeah.
nights or whatever, just to see them.
Yeah.
But then the other time I was just like, I'm gonna stay with you for 5 days, and we just like went to the Tivoli and everything.
Nice.
In Denmark?
Yeah.
In
Did you meet
Copenhagen.
at the same time?
No, it's
No,
just
no,
our
no,
friends.
Oh, I see.
Only.
Ötte and Anna.
Got it.
I don't think you know them, but they were in
Oh,
Ankara with
yeah,
us.
true, yeah.
Okay, got it. They were in Cow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think they became friends with us after I think
I see.
Yeah.
later in the game.
Yeah, later in the
When
game.
I graduated
Yeah.
because I'm so old.
Yeah, they
Anna was doing the costumes for us in
Burlesque.
Burlesque.
What?
Anna, she made the costumes. Yeah,
Okay.
oh, so good.
Anna was a technician.
Yeah, a light guy or something.
Okay.
Oh, we had so much fun, yeah. But, oh, it was nice. But and this is so nice when you have friends like in places where you fly like easily to, and like especially like London and Copenhagen are like places where if you're going somewhere further, you're usually going to these two places or like Berlin or something. So it's so nice to like take an extra day and see your friends. You know?
Yeah.
I love doing that. Like,
Yeah.
it's so much fun. Like staying one night with your friend in London. You know, it's like so nice. Just catching up, eating dinner, or getting coffee or something.
Yeah. I went to my interview to get the job that I have now. I saw her.
Yeah.
I had.
You were there for like a day.
I was not even there for 24 hours. I think it was
Oh,
there
wow.
for like.
But
yeah.
you still made time.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I had my interview. No, so I met you first.
You met me first.
I met you first, then I had my interview the next day.
When was that?
It was in April
Yeah.
this year.
Okay.
So I got.
Yeah, and it was a really good day. It was really warm out
It was really nice. We sat outside for a long time.
for a really long time.
Yeah, considering that it was April and yeah.
How you're used to this weather here, where it's like
Yeah.
where it's like winter into
we
mid-May.
loved
Yeah.
it, yeah.
We were just like there.
I was wearing my fur jacket and she was like, "You're not gonna need that."
Yeah, it's Icelandic people in other
I
countries.
always have my jacket with me, even
Yeah.
though it's like 30 degrees weather.
Yeah.
And
Really?
I don't know. I just cannot. Even though it's just like a light jacket, but it's still I always.
I just hate
I
carrying
always
stuff.
have a-
She always has this bag full of stuff. Well, this is what I usually have. So I never carry anything with me except my headphones. So yeah, I'm never prepared. You're always
I'm a
prepared.
stage manager. I'm always
Yeah,
prepared for
exactly.
every
It's in her
situation.
blood. It's in her blood. Yeah.
That's good though. That's nice. Yeah, I'm always
It's very good.
I prefer to have a jacket because then I don't carry around a purse
Well,
and
yeah.
I need some space for some stuff sometimes. So
Yeah.
I carry it in my jacket. But now it's getting more and more popular, like man purses as well.
Oh, they're
like,
so cool.
Yeah.
Muffa.
Muffa. Muffin.
That's what we call it, at least in my friend
That
group.
doesn't
Like-
sound.
Muffa. So it's just like a
Yeah.
nice little
Oh,
kind
the,
of cloth.
the one with buttons,
Yeah.
with the
The one
buttons.
goes.
No,
It
yeah,
can
it's
go
like,
around here. It can also be what's it called?
Bum sack.
What?
Bum bag.
Bum bag?
Yeah, that's what the UK. It's called in the
Really?
UK.
A bum
It's
bag?
called fanny pack in the
Fanny
US.
pack.
fanny
Yeah,
pack.
yeah. That's what I was.
Yes, yes,
I was
that's what I
like
was thinking.
vagina or something. I
It's
don't know.
fanny pack in the US.
Fanny
Bum
pack.
bag in the
It's fanny
UK.
pack.
That's what you learn from living in two different countries.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a hard time with saying pants.
Oh,
I say pants all the time in
Oh,
the
this
UK.
means
People
under-
are like,
What?
It means underwear in the
it means
UK.
underwear. So I'm like, oh, my
Ah.
pants are
You say
too
trousers.
Yeah,
Or
so I'm like,
jeans.
oh, I'm wearing the wrong pants. And they're like,
Okay, that's
okay,
very personal.
well, thank you for telling me that.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I mean trousers.
I mean, the first time, like my first week there, and it was like, I'm gonna go take a fag, and I was like, what? That means going for a cigarette.
Yeah.
It's
like,
gross.
Yeah, but I'm
I
used to
hate
it.
that word.
I'm used to it now.
I'm sorry, but I hate that word.
It's because all of my friends smoke.
My friends too in London.
Everybody in-
People,
Really?
everyone in London smokes.
Everybody in London
Wow.
smokes.
Like
It's
like
disgusting. I'm so
cigarettes
sorry,
or
Yeah, they roll
Cigarettes.
them. Mostly,
Oh.
I feel like everyone rolls them
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of people at least.
Everyone, like
It's
cabin
cigarette.
crew, come in smelling like cigarettes. I'm like,
wow.
I don't
We
like that.
yeah. I mean, I think we're like although like we're still not like there yet, but I think like in Iceland we're very like forward in this kind of measures. Like,
Well, it's too expensive to smoke here.
And people
That's
just
true.
do it when they're drinking, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's because you don't really see people out smoking when you walk outside,
Yeah.
but when you're in London, everyone's smoking.
I think it might have to do something with the weather. People are like,
Maybe, but I mean,
can I be smoking throughout the winter? No,
in
I'm
high
not
school,
gonna do
in high
it.
school, people were smoking all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it just changed. I really do think that it has to do with how expensive it's become.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
but-
you know that Sweden is banning public smoking?
No way!
Nice.
It's
I
happening.
love that.
I love Sweden. You know,
So it's just like-
Sweden.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Sweden is awesome. I fly to Sweden all the time and it's like my favorite.
really?
Well, Copenhagen's my favorite, but
Yeah.
Sweden
Close second.
close second.
Okay.
I love
Stockholm
it.
then?
And they have Stockholm, yeah.
I've never been to Stockholm. I've been to Gothenburg like 800 times because my sister
Oh,
lives
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm there all the
I
time.
got a few friends over there.
They also have the best candy there. Best
Oh,
candy in
true.
the world.
Favorite chocolate is marble chocolate.
Maribor.
Milk
And they
chocolate.
have
Wow.
those little skum with the
Skalle? No.
no skum.
Skum?
So it's the pink thing, the sour pink thing with the sugar on it and the,
And the black one.
black one, yeah.
Yes.
They used to have it in the Namibor in Iceland.
They still do.
They do? I didn't see it last time I was there.
They do? And we're gonna take a break.
Goodbye.
The thing that I miss when I'm in London is Namibor.
Namibor
Yeah.
is what I miss.
Yeah.
Candy bar.
So in Iceland we have this phenomenon that you go into a store and you have like small boxes of different types of candy, all lined up, and you can pick one,
And they have like
pick a few,
mainly
put it in a bag, and pay for the grams.
Yeah.
I mean, you can find it in places in London
Yeah.
and stuff, but it's just like 6 different kinds of candy.
And
Yeah.
also, it's just not
It's not
good. They have Haribo,
Yeah.
but they don't. It just nothing
It's not the
compares.
same.
Nothing compares to Scandinavian and
Yeah.
Nordic
And,
candy.
and like in the stores here you get like at least like I mean there's like at least 30-40 boxes
Yeah,
like
and
different types of candy.
varieties.
and like you know and like
It's really good.
yeah.
The only thing I like about candy in the UK is Cadbury's.
Yes.
Is what?
Cadbury's.
Cadbury's chocolate. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Oh,
That's-
that's true.
I live off that. That's what.
It's my weakness.
Yeah.
Because usually I don't really, when I live abroad and when I live away from my parents,
Yeah.
I don't really eat, I just eat really healthy.
Yeah.
Because I just need to buy a few things.
Yeah.
I just eat eggs, broccoli, mushrooms, and noodles, and then I'm like, good.
Yeah.
But then I see the Cadbury's and I'm like,
And it's usually like on a deal, so you get like 2 for this.
yes,
So-
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the caramel one.
Oh, it's my favorite.
I've never had the one that you told me about, the celebration one. I've never seen it in my stores.
Really? It's like
I've been looking for it forever.
yeah.
Like
it ha-
honestly,
it's
so
like it has like gum. What's it called? Gummy.
the one that
Yeah, and it like pops in your mouth,
yeah.
Oh.
and it has like what is it?
Gummies?
Yeah, like small pearls of something. Both chocolate like Smarties and something else.
Whoa.
It's just like it's called celebrations.
I just really want to try it. It
Like,
sounds
my mouth
amazing.
is
Next
so
time.
full of saliva right now.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I mean, I'm going tomorrow. I'll try to find it tomorrow.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm actually going on a date tomorrow when I come
On a
home.
date?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's not exciting.
Oh.
It's just a chore.
What?
It's just like I said yes, so I have to go.
Ah, okay.
But I'm leaving, so it's like
Ah,
you know what I mean?
Is
yeah.
someone from Tinder or is it?
No, actually, I met him in real life.
Oh.
Did you know that still happens?
Yes.
Has that happened to you?
Not me, but it happened to my
Yes.
sister. It had my sister on the bus.
Yeah?
In London, it happened. So the guy was like, gave her a phone number, and she was just like, "What is happening?"
Well,
Yeah.
has it happened to you? Like normally, like actually having a good conversation with someone, and you're like, hey, can I have your phone?
Yeah, well, a few weeks ago I gave a person my Instagram
Okay.
because she's not from Iceland,
Okay.
and she came to my coffee house, and I was just like, I need to talk to her, you know, and like, hey, like, we're
Are you
online.
there?
Yeah, she, maybe she's watching, but and like. And she was only here for like a short amount of time.
Okay.
But we had some kind of connection, you know. I was like, wow, like I just need to talk to her. And I was like, I can't give her my number, like, you know, it's like because she's not European. So I was like, okay, what should I give her? Like, oh, my Instagram. I was like, okay, sure, I'll give her my Instagram. And then we met up like a week later. And we had some coffee and talked, and you know, it was a lot of fun, you know. And, but she went home, you know. So,
Yeah.
but it was nice, and like, you know, and she was awesome, and we had a good time. So, and yeah, like, I mean, not everything like happens on Tinder, you know, like, but it's much more like I don't know, it's like matching with someone on Tinder, like you know, I don't know, like or something else, like whatever it's called, like the one or whatever, the
Did you
Icelandic
use
one.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
You tried it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was very excited for it at first, but it's like
It is kind of weird.
it's kind of weird, yeah.
Yeah.
But because only because you used the Tinder, really.
Yeah.
Like you used to
You
swipe
used
it,
to, yeah.
you know, and like,
Yeah.
and now you just get one for 24
One person, you're
hours.
like, okay, do I have to talk to you? One to two? No.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like-
I'll just leave my phone.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, maybe tomorrow. You know? But anyways, and it's like, but then it's much easier to just write something and send something than just actually be in person, say like, hey, like say something, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's such a bigger step.
Yeah.
But if you take that bigger step, I feel like it's much more, like, and if you both take it, it's gonna be like, evolving more faster, you know, but like,
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me because I was on a flight. This is actually,
Oh.
yeah,
were you working?
not working.
Oh, okay.
No, I was a passenger. Actually, the reason I was a passenger was the flight that I was supposed to work was late.
Yeah.
No, I was late. Like not me personally.
Oh,
but
okay.
the flight that I was working was late, so I couldn't catch my next flight. So I was supposed to fly 3 sectors. I flew 2, and those flights were delayed an hour and a half. So my flight that I was supposed to catch to London was delayed. So they had to get me as a passenger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take me as a passenger to
Yeah.
London. And I took a seat, and as soon as there's this first officer that sits next to me, and well, I say hello, and because when you see someone that's working in the same industry as I was wearing my uniform, so I had to say hello, basically. But then we started talking. We were talking the entire flight. Ended up with him asking me out, which I have never really experienced, especially in Iceland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have experienced in New York.
So he was
But you-
Icelandic? Or?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
he was.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
He's
did
from.
you say especially?
No, he's from the UK. Yeah. So I haven't really experienced that kind of thing, especially in Iceland, because
We don't have a
we
dating
don't
culture.
have a culture at all.
The dating culture is very
very
low.
sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad, actually. What do
Yeah.
you think about it?
I mean, well, if we compare it at least to like America, you know, it's like where like it's so. I feel like I've never lived there, but like
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, from all the movies and everything that you.
not like that.
No, I mean it's obviously
I
not like
thought it
that.
was.
But I also have a lot of American friends, but like
Yeah.
it's more like it was like this girl who was working at she's American. She used to work at Tail Cafe. Oh, she's still working now, and she told my friend like, hey, like, oh, this girl totally digs you. Ask her for a date. You know, like it was like a very casual thing to do. You know, it's like, you know, if you feel some chemistry, ask for a date. You know, in Iceland it's more like, hey, I like this person. Like, what the fuck should I do? You know.
And you're like talking to them like a friend, and like,
Yeah.
oh, are you gonna go out tonight? Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be out too. Okay. I'll text you.
The most
And
that
like, what are you doing at 5 a.m.?
the most that might happen is going for like a ride and getting ice cream or whatever. That's
Yeah.
like the most.
Oh, that's very Icelandic.
That
Yeah,
is
that is very Icelandic.
That is
yeah.
so Icelandic. Even
Yeah.
in
Do you want to go to Runtur?
yeah, Ísrútur, like that.
God.
Like in a snowstorm in Iceland, like
Yeah.
you go to get ice cream at 11 p.m. Yeah,
Yeah,
You know.
that's kind of it.
That's
yeah.
what we do, and it's like you talk, listen to music, and they're like, "Thank you," and like you never see each other again.
I'm not sure why, because in like the both of the cities that I've lived in, I tried Tinder in both,
Yeah.
and it is so different.
Yeah?
It is so much different. In London, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of
Wait,
like
wait. This is oh my god. This is so good.
What?
This is so good. Just talking about the Tinder culture in different cities.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is gonna be so good.
So at least for me,
Yeah.
Tinder in London is very cliche.
Okay.
So the guys are like, I'm looking for a love. Oh, I'm looking for the one. If you don't do this and this and this, don't swipe right. Like they're very like this. If you
Don't
if
even
you
swipe.
yeah, if you have a duck face in your photo, don't swipe right. Like something like that. And then they always say hello, and they always talk to you and try to get you to go out with them as soon as they can, instead of having the conversation.
Yeah.
So when I moved there first, I had to delete it because it was just too much.
Wow.
It was just like messages coming in. I have this thing where I have see a notification. I have to see it.
Yeah.
It really bothers me if I don't look at it.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I have to delete this. I am
Wow.
starting my new job, and there was too much
And you're
going on. I had
stressed.
I had to like pass my
Overwhelming.
exams, and you know, because you have to pass exams when
Yeah.
you're in this industry. But in London, no, in New York, for me,
It's way more casual.
very casual, yeah. But still dating. So it was always like, do you want to meet for a drink? Do you want to meet for a dinner or whatever? And they would always want to meet. While in Iceland,
Yeah.
It's all just on the app.
there's nothing basically. It's just kind of silent.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, hi at 3 a.m.
Wow.
On a Friday night.
Yeah, at 3 a.m. on Friday.
When they have the
Saturday.
courage to
Yeah,
send
when
a
they have the
message.
courage to send a message
online.
It's usually during the weekend before we're like trying to get someone to like talk to during the night. So it's like at 7, like, you going out tonight? You going out tonight? You going out? You get that like
Yeah,
4
yeah.
times or something. You're like, no.
Yeah. It's playing into what's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
nice.
me.
I was playing you, by the way.
But then if you say yes, then you would hear from all 4
Yeah.
at 3 a.m. or
Yeah.
4 a.m. or 5 a.m. Yeah.
It's like, where are you?
Yeah, where are you? Do you wanna like?
So obviously looking for the one.
Yeah, we're
For the
really
love.
looking for the one here in Iceland.
Yeah,
We really believe in
guys,
romance. Yeah.
Going out tonight?
Going out tonight?
4 a.m. like. Let's do
Jamma.
it. Yeah. Jamma. You know,
Jamma.
jamming. You know, jamming. Yeah. This is so interesting to me. Like.
It is very difficult.
And like you're when you met to a guy, like do they always talk to you?
Usually, well, in London, yes.
Okay.
Usually, I mean, obviously there's
Just few don't like
there's
say it.
not everyone, but compared to Iceland, yes.
Yeah.
Also
in
compared-
Iceland they don't a lot. Or,
Well, maybe it's just me, but
No, I
usually it's just during the weekends.
yeah, I'm just gonna say this as well. Like I don't know. Like I'm on Tinder and like I swipe and you know I'm like whoa like I matched to this like cute girl or something. I'm like cool, and I just continue swiping.
Yeah, you don't do
I don't know. It's like and it's like and then I say hello or something and nobody replies.
Nobody answers.
And then and I'm like, and I find it kind of like sucky, you know. But then, on the other hand, my messages, I've also had some girls like talking to me, and I don't reply to them. Like, and I'm like, I don't know.
What's wrong with us?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what's wrong with this? And I'm always like, you know, even some like people who I would like to talk to. Now I'm like, I'm not gonna answer them like 2 months later. You
I've
know?
done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just said, I suck. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Yeah, and I'm going on a date with him on Friday.
Wow.
No, not Friday, Saturday.
Wow.
I went tomorrow one of the other days. Don't tell you.
Yeah, that's very nice. I like that.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah.
Just make fun of it.
Yeah, and just be like, you know, hey, well, I suck. Yeah, like, you know.
Yeah.
That's
He said,
cool.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
good.
you should do that.
It's a good Tinder advice. But yeah, and Tinder, like if you're.
I also heard there's another dating app in London.
Oh.
If you want to know about it.
What is it?
It's called Hinge.
Oh yeah, I've heard about it.
Oh, that is cliche.
I've gotten
That's cliche.
H-I-N-C-H?
G.
Hinge.
H-I-N-G-E.
Yeah, Hinge, yeah.
Hinge.
Så lön, hörde du lön? Hej.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, door hinge.
Why?
Because it's like helping you opening the door. I don't know.
Maybe. It's meant for you to. I think it's meant for you to actually meet someone like you want to
spend the rest of your life.
of your life.
Yeah, I feel like that's the. I've gotten ads for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they make you answer these questions. Like my profile has like, I bet you can. So I wrote, I bet you can pronounce this word.
Ah.
I need to say it now. What's the word? The longest word in Iceland?
No. Longest word in Iceland.
Vaðalaheiða vega vinnu verkar geymslu bíls. Verkar geymslu skúr.
Villakippu eitthvað.
Yeah, I actually didn't use that one because I thought that was taking it too far.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. This is definitely not the longest word.
Okay.
No, I've always, for many years, I had a problem with this. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
tell us.
Because Vaðalaheiði is much shorter than Holtavörðuheiði. I have never understood this.
Holtavörðu
Why is it Vaðalaheiði?
Whoa, okay, say it. Let's say it. Holtavörðu heiða vega verkfæra geymslu skúr.
Verkamanna.
I need to look at this because
It's much longer. It's like
it is longer. It's way longer.
Yeah. But they have this part in there. It's like it's a name of a location, and it's like there's another location with a longer name, and I'm like, why don't they use that? Like,
Vaðalaheiða. Now, what's your
Holtavörðuheiði.
Maybe it's the.
Maybe you can use-
maybe there is no
Shit.
Yes, in Holtavörðuheiði.
Holtavörðu heiðar vega vinnu verkfæra geymslu skúr. Instead of Vaðalaheiða vega vinnu verkfæra.
Holtavörðuheiði.
Saying Vaðalaheiða vega vinnu, it's just so much easier.
It's more poetic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's true. So yeah, long
So
words,
it's quite,
Icelandic,
so everyone has
dating.
answered these questions. It is quite cliche.
Yeah.
But if you're in London and want to try it, it's Hinge, not sponsored.
Bam. This podcast is sponsored by Hinge. No, actually, it's not sponsored.
Use the code Daniel.
That's why you're going to a coffee house.
Yeah. Use the code,
Daniel.
Single Life Rocks.
Daniel is single 10.
Yeah. Because I'm a 10. No.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, now let's get to the good part. I just thought about talking about single and all that. So, as a flight attendant or a cabin crew or a stewardess,
Yes.
have you ever had any encounters with people engaging in some sexual activity, endeavors?
I have, yes.
Okay, and what, like, this
I
always
always had
fascinated
to tell
me.
people to stop.
Yeah?
We were in a 330 aircraft, which is one of those big ones. There's 2, 4, 2.
Okay.
There's 2 aisles.
Yeah.
They were sitting on the floors, so they were sitting here
Yeah.
on this aisle, and they had the blanket over them. and one of the cabin crew members noticed that something was going on there. So we kept, when something's going on and you see the flight attendants like walking past you and looking really like you should watch. Something's about to happen. So one of them takes a walk and they're like, yeah, something's going on, something's going on. And then I take a walk and then I see it's getting really intense.
Okay, intense.
So I told my senior, which is the main flight attendant, and we had to be like, if you don't stop, we're going to separate you, because there are children around. Like, it's not okay.
Yeah.
We were going, I think, from LA.
Wait, there were children?
No, like there were children around. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even though it's a night flight, there are people around you. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But I think that was my only time that I actually had to separate someone. Obviously, I've seen where strangers come on and actually left together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, actually,
Really?
which is kind of cute.
Yeah.
In a way.
Like,
But no, nothing too bad.
Okay. And have you ever? You don't have to say personally, but have you ever or know of anyone in your profession, like staff that's working? Do you know of any? If anyone has ever done anything with a flight attendant,
In the air.
in the air? Because
I hope not.
No, because this is
Like a fantasy.
This is a huge fantasy, like in the world.
I just hope not.
No, like you haven't heard of or seen or know of. Okay.
No, there's just a lot of.
Crushing my
We
dreams
get
here.
a lot of numbers and a lot of cards, but.
Do some get like pinched in the butt? Like, do you
there
get
has
sexual
been.
harassment?
I've never personally, thankfully, but yes, there's plenty. Also, people find the need to touch you
Yeah.
when they're talking to you. So if they need something, they will actually maybe poke you right in your
In the
side, so
sides,
maybe right above your butt.
Yeah.
You're like,
What?
yes. I know there's one girl, she got snapped at.
Oh, the snapping, guys.
So
Never do the
she
snapping.
came back and she went, what?
Well done.
That was good.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good. Like as a I've been a waiter and everything. I mean, snapping is
It's just so
not a fucking
rude.
dog, Like what the hell?
Just treat a person like you would treat a person.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a right here. So I had a guy that is like a friend of a friend come here the other day, and he needed something, and he did like this, and I just looked at him and was like, seriously? And he was like, he realized what he had done. He was like, sorry.
Yeah.
But then
I just don't understand seeing someone that's serving you as beneath you.
yeah.
I don't understand that.
No.
Because I really appreciate when someone takes the time to do something for me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And especially even if it's like even,
That's not my phone. It's mine. I'm just checking. It's good.
even if it's like your job, to be a servant of somehow, it doesn't mean like you're actually this person's servant,
No.
Some people they feel like that,
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's so different. Some people think like, yeah, like you should go and do this, you should go and but then when you've been in like working in some kind of industry that like that, you feel how it's more like when you're nice to the servants, like you do everything extra nice. You're like, oh. If you're working, you're like, oh, the people at table 7, oh, I love serving them. Like,
Yeah.
and it's
And
like,
I love those kind of people that I love to serve.
Yeah.
That's why I love serving Scandinavians.
Yeah.
Scandinavians are the best people in the entire world.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Not saying anything wrong
Well,
about
we are
other
kind of
people.
Scandinavian, kind
We
of.
are-
Some people will argue
Well-
that, some not. But I mean, we are, from the cultural standpoint, we are.
We are similar, but Scandinavians are much more liaglad
Yeah.
compared to Icelandic people, especially serving, like coming to an aircraft.
Yeah.
They're just happy to be there and they're excited. Compared to Icelandic people, they're sometimes a bit different.
Yeah.
They can be a bit difficult.
Okay. What is the most difficult?
Customer?
What is the most difficult situation you had in job as a flight attendant?
I once had almost a what's it called? Flutolgur.
Ah.
I almost had a, not even sure, disruptive passenger. I mean, I've had plenty of disruptive passengers, but this one we almost had to actually
Restrain him.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
He kept. We were landing and he wanted to go to the bathroom, but we were landing, so he could not go to the bathroom. So you can't go to the bathroom when you're landing. So he told me to fuck off, told me that I was a bitch, kept looking at me, staring at me, threatening me during the entire landing. Then when he left, he told me to fuck off. He tried to fight another passenger who was trying to help me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just took him and put him back in the seat.
Yeah.
But he kept going during the landing.
Yeah.
Then he just left the aircraft. It was handled not quite right. He should have been met by police officers.
Yeah.
But because it was just before landing, we didn't have the time to call the captain. You know, we couldn't call the captain during that time. Then when he left, we found a whole, like an empty bottle of whiskey, Jack Daniels.
Oh my god. An empty one.
Empty bottle. That's why you can't bring your own alcohol to a flight. It's not because we want to sell it. Well, it's probably yes. A part of it is because we want to sell it to you. But it's also because it's just not safe to drink that much.
Yeah. Yeah, and like during flights, it's like
because you're in another altitude, you're in like 40,000 feet, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna have like 20 drinks.
yeah,
I'll be fine. No.
it's crazy,
You won't.
yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
No. Ég þarf að fara klostið.
Já,
Ég þarf að fara það.
já, ég líka. Við getum endað það bara.
Ok, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
On that note.
Yeah. On that note, you know, about landing. You know.
Landing.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah. I've often wanted to become a flight
You should do it.
attendant.
You should
my
apply.
my dad was and my stepmom was, but yeah, I don't know.
Just do it. Go for it.
Yeah. Try it. Just try it with the Icelander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know I will love it. Like, but like how is that life? Like, you know, when you're working and then you stay in some cities and stuff like that. Like, how is that? Like, do you have a lot of time sometimes to like explore the destinations?
With WoW I did, yeah.
Yeah.
With this company, no.
Really? Ah, okay.
Well, because the thing is that I do shorter flights,
Yeah.
and I have sometimes I don't even have 12 hours in a city.
Oh wow.
So I just have to go to bed.
Yeah.
But I went to Spain the other day and I was there for about 16 hours, so I got a few hours of sun.
Nice.
But with WoW, yes, sometimes I got to stay for 2-3 days.
Yeah.
So I got to explore. I've explored San Francisco, LA, Boston, Toronto, Montreal, like cities that I was never really planning on going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe LA, yes. It is really fun. The thing I'm doing now is I'm working for 5 days and then have 4 days off,
Ah.
it sounds really nice, but working for 5 days in a row with this job can be quite difficult.
Yeah.
So I like the WoW pattern more where it's just random and you got to be more at home.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. I might want to try it sometime.
You should try it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
We're sponsored by Nike.
Yeah. But I can sheer it off.
What?
I couldn't say that long now.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shall, yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Okay, is there anything you wanna ask or say or something? Yeah. There's probably a lot that I actually wanted to ask you both, but I didn't write anything down, so maybe next episode I will write down some interesting questions that I want, but this was a nice...
It was really fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun actually.
And it was nice talking English to you guys.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
It wasn't bad.
Actually,
We were really scared.
Yeah, I was really stressed about it. Like, how is it gonna
Very
work out?
useful,
But
very
it worked.
quick.
Yeah.
At least I did.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. We're gonna cut it out, and the battery is almost out anyways. So,
Alright.
thank you guys. Like, subscribe. No. Thank you guys.
Don't forget to follow, like,
Yeah.
subscribe.
All that, you know, enter the gift raffle. No, okay, sorry. I don't have anything
No,
like
it's not
that.
Ryanair.
Yeah. Like, you know, but yeah, these two are my like closest old school friends.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
We're not old though.
No, I mean like, you know,
I'm just kidding.
like
Oldest
so,
friends that are still so close to you.
yeah, pretty much,
Yeah.
pretty much like that. So I really appreciate this time that you gave me here. Honestly, so much. And this has been so much fun.
Thanks for
So
thanks for having us.
Thank you guys for here. Thank you for watching, whoever is watching. Bye, mom.